Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
This is Maggie the Siren.
This is CM.
And we're from Illusions of Grandeur.
And you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guest do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather. And as always, I'm bringing you guys awesome interviews. Today I have Maggie, the Siren vocalist, and CM bassist of Illusions of Grandeur. See, I said it right that time. Illusions of Grandeur is a theatrical hard rock fantasy metal band based out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. In 2015, they took the Pennsylvania and New Jersey scenes by storm, debuting the Siren Saga live show. There's too many S's. The Siren Saga is a story of the journeys, perils, and triumphs of the Siren and her warriors. The story mixes fact and fiction, combining Greek and Norse mythology, sirens, Viking warriors, archangels, and Charon Illusions of Grandeur is set to release their debut album, The Songs of the Siren, via Pavement Entertainment on August 30th, and you want to get out and check that out. So, how's it going, guys?
It's going well. Thank you for having us on the show.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I can catch my breath now.
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
I love the press introduction for the album. Yeah, The Songs of the Siren is part one of 3 in the Siren Saga that we're doing. It's kind of a loose concept album based on the stories of the Siren.
How's it been working with Pavement Entertainment so far?
It's been great.
It's great. They're great.
They're great. Tim and Mark and Barbara and the entire team over there have been very, very, very generous and great partners to us in helping us get the word out there about the band. We just did a tour over in Europe, and they were helpful there. So it's been a really great partnership. Pavement's a great place for aspiring bands to work and release albums.
So this is part 1 in a concept albums of 3. So what led you guys down this journey to say, let's do a concept album, or did it just kind of happen and you just rolled with it?
When we put the band together back in 2015, Maggie and I had come out of a touring rock band that we've been playing with, and we both had separate careers in playing music for years, and we just felt like there's not enough entertainment or showmanship in general. Like, it's a lot of bands just kind of rocking out, which is cool, but we wanted to do something different and really put on a show. So it's kind of like part, theatrical, like Broadway and like Alice Cooper and
rock opera
and Queen and also In This Moment and Korn, mixed also Little Alice in Chains. It's a mixture of all that with a stage show. So when people come to see us and they put their hard-earned money down to buy a ticket, we entertain them.
What's impressed or excited you the most about making the debut album, The Songs of the Siren, if anything? Is there anything that sticks out for you guys possibly?
It's been an experience. I mean, to come up with the right, because all the songs are kind of double entendres. While they fit into the storyline, they're also, if you just were to hear one song by itself, like Breathe or Silent Suicide, it's also just a rock song. So the kind of challenge we gave ourselves was to make something so if someone heard like Tommy from The Who, they would really enjoy that song by itself, not knowing it's part of a concept record. So we challenged ourselves to make sure that the songs are both something you can enjoy by themselves, and also when you're listening to it as part of the album, you're like, oh, I get it. It's part of this story. So that was a challenge, and that was something that surprised us, that we were able really to translate that in the writing process.
I would agree with that. I would say, it's making all the songs kind of double entendres. So there's feeling and everything to all of them. There's like 1 or 2 songs that are specifically written for the story, but most of the songs have some kind of personal connection to me or some sort of emotional part of my life kind of put into them so that you can enjoy them both as the story and then relate to them outside of that as well.
Lyrically on these songs that you're coming up with for these 3 albums, I know you've got the first one completed, but is everybody helping in on this lyrically possibly? Because, I mean, you're trying to tell a story. You've got multiple albums you're going to be working on. How's this working out so far?
Oh, no, I pretty much write all the lyrics. So I kind of like it that way. So, you know, it's normally me doing most of the lyric writing. Here and there, CM will throw in like a better word or something or an idea, and I'll kind of run with the idea. But as far as the lyrics go, they're pretty much my creation. Was it hard to choose between the current set of songs on the album, which one would be the first single or video you wanted to release or push first? Or was it hands down Mayhem? I think it was kind of hands down Mayhem. It's kind of fierce, and it sort of hits you and punches you. I just thought it was something that people would be able to relate to, and it's like a kind of a good example of what the band is about and what we sound like. So I think Mayhem stood out, right?
Oh yeah, Mayhem stood out. That was also our favorite and also Pavement's favorite. It was, you know, we kind of worked hand in hand, and we wanted that as a single, and we waited to see what they said, and they called us and said, oh, that's what we want to do as a single. So it was great. It was actually really fortuitous.
What do you guys? Well, I shouldn't say guys. I'm sorry. Let me start that all over. What do you hope?
Okay.
What do you hope everyone takes away from this single Mayhem, or message you hope to hear while listening to it, or just any of Illusions of Grandeur music in general? What do you hope to get from it?
Well, we're a rock band, and we're not just one style. Like it's not, you couldn't peg us into like a modern rock or, you know, or metal. We kind of switch between genres in the songs. Like it opens with, you know, heavy, hard-hitting double bass and rhythm guitars with neoclassical guitar going on over it. And then it kind of settles into like a hard rock song. So what we aim to do and what we hope people take away from it is that we're a mix of genres, and it's really just about music and not, oh, these guys are this, these guys are that. It's really about kind of blending things together for us.
Yeah, it's all about what fits the song best too. You know, we play for the song, not necessarily for the genre itself. You know, and Mayhem lyrically is about the light and dark in everybody. And, you know, specifically talking about myself in that song, of course, but, you know, basically that there's light and dark in everybody. So I think everybody can kind of relate to that. Being
a theatrical band, are you guys liking now what you're seeing with these other bands' live shows? Because I've seen a lot of bands now take theatrical stuff and add to their sets. Like, you know, Metallica's got the videos streaming in the background when they're playing. You've got Ghost with their sets, and of course the mighty Iron Maiden, what they do on stage, and plus Alice Cooper. Are you liking this now that there's more bands, you know, other than the old school ones that are doing it now?
Yeah, I think it's important because, like Sam was saying, you know, you pay a lot of money to go see these bands, especially the bigger bands, you know, and to just sit there and watch a band kind of just stand around and play their instruments, you know, while some of them are insanely talented, it still can get kind of boring. So I think music kind of comes with theatrics. I mean, me personally, I emote a lot on stage, so I really like it. You know, I think it's a really good idea.
Yeah, I think it's great, especially we get compared to Ghost stage-wise a lot,
yeah.
Which at first I didn't see, but then once seeing them, I went, oh, yeah, I kind of see it because of the stage sets and the lights. Yeah, I can get where people can draw the comparison, although musically we're very, very different. Yeah, I mean, when you're mentioning bands that have, since 83, 84, Iron Maiden has set the standard
yes, sir.
For live shows. I mean, they're the benchmark, you know, them Kiss, but Maiden more off because when you go to see them play, they take you into the world of Eddie and that album. And I think, you know, we kind of looked at that a little bit and said, you know, that's what we want to do. So when people come and see us play, we're taking them on a trip with the Siren, you know, through that hour of performance. So it's great to see bands step it up and really add multimedia and theatrics to their show. Or give something for the concert goer, because, man, concerts ain't cheap to go to.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right, my friend. I saw Metallica earlier this year, and it was over $100 for a ticket, but well worth every dime to me.
There it is. If it's worth it to the person, like, I don't want anyone to leave a show, although people aren't paying $100 to see us, they're dropping $20 to come in. I want them to get their $20 worth or whatever the door charge is that night for the bill we're on. You know, when they get their money's worth, and we leave it on the stage. You know, we go out to perform every night to make sure that people enjoy us.
Any songs standing out more to you than any right now on this album? I know it must change every time you listen to it or you start to talk about it, but are there any songs that stand out more to you possibly?
I think Silent Suicide definitely stands out to me, and Through the Sticks probably. They're both a little heavier. There's some screaming involved in those, which I don't normally do. I'm not really a screamer. I don't think it's very good for the vocals, so I try not to do it too much. But I'd say that those are pretty powerful songs. And then Red Sky Morning is a really good song for stage because I wave a red flag in that song, which is kind of the nautical warning. It's like a halt, and basically it's the siren like warning sailors that she's coming for them. So I would say those three songs probably stand out to me, you know, the two for the heavy and then the other one for the theatrics of it.
Through the Sticks for me because it's just heavy and
yeah,
it's totally different. And, you know, I like playing Breathe.
Yeah, that's the original song.
That's the first song we ever wrote for the record, first song we wrote for the band. It's a love song, but it's also got some really cool rock and heavy parts to it. And so the dichotomy between those two songs, to see people that are like metal fans that are like Through the Sticks when it's, you know, in A and it's real heavy and we're playing 7 and 8 string guitars. And then we play Breathe and it's kind of a little prettier, more of a love song and it gets heavy. To see the same people like both songs, I get a kick out of that.
Who produced the album?
I produced the album.
Nah.
Myself and our guitar player / brilliant engineer, Nolan Jackson Barth, who is just probably, I consider the smartest person on the planet. He actually worked at the studio prior to joining the band, and he had seen other incarnations of this band as we were building it. And we came back from Europe in 2018, and our guitar player, we had kind of split ways with him. Our schedule was very demanding, and it wasn't for him. So, and he's a great guitar player, it just wasn't for him. And Nolan was standing there, and I was like, "You want to join the band?" And he's like, "Been waiting." So he kind of came on board. He left the engineer role, came on board. So while I produced it, he was the mixing engineer, so I consider a little bit of collaboration. But yeah, as far as full-on production, I did it, and the band assisting.
He was probably thinking, what the hell took you so long to ask me?
I'm almost certain he said some amalgamation of that line.
Oh, that's good. When you are doing it yourself and producing this yourself, do you like having that freedom of control to do when you want to and have that time frame needed that you want to do it in?
Yeah, we built our own studio here in Lancaster at the farm. We own a farm. We're lucky enough to have a lot. We have a really nice old house. In the basement of it, we built a recording studio specifically to record the songs of the Siren, and we were lucky to do that. And then when we looked for a label to partner with that also would give us complete creative control, and Pavement did that. So we intend on always being artistically, be it visually, be it sound, be it stage, to be 100% in control of our product and our music and the image we put out. So I think it makes it more genuine for the fan.
Who did the artwork for the album?
I assembled the artwork for the album, but an artist in Thailand that I found, and I know his first name is Theal. I don't know. I can't pronounce his last name if I wanted to. You can find him on Instagram. I'll send you, if you send me over, I'll send you over an email and I'll send you. But he's an artist I discovered who I really like. He does stippling work. Everything's done by individual dots. And he'd created this really great series of kind of falling angels and things of that nature and demons. And I just looked at it, and the cover of the record, it looks like the Siren falling from the sky. So we got together, and he created that part of the artwork, and then I created the logo, and we meshed them together, and there it is, the White Album, as we call it, the Songs of the Siren.
Now, you have toured in the United States as well as across the UK and Europe and made appearances at various festivals, including Savfest, Dewey Bench Music Festival, and Whitney Music Festival. Do you get more support, you think, from the U.S. or more appreciative and more success overseas?
I think overseas.
Yeah, I think people get us more overseas. kind of where I feel like, our style, our genre was sort of born.
But the U.S. is coming around.
Yeah, they're coming around. We packed pretty many houses, 900 people or so, and had everybody's full attention. So they're coming around. I think Nightwish kind of helped bring that over to the U.S.
It's crossing over a little bit.
In this moment is helping out as well.
Yeah, the theatricals and people starting to understand what we do a little more. But Europe embraced us right off the bat, and our first European tour was extremely successful. And we so much that we went back and spent a good part of this summer touring in the UK and the Ukraine, and just building our fan base over there. But in late 2019, early 2020, the U.S. is going to get a really good dose of Illusions of Grandeur.
That's
we'll be
awesome.
out there and about.
Yeah, if I was ever going to be a theatrical band, I want to do something along the lines of horror. It'd be like telling a horror movie story, pretty much, and you're seeing it playing out on stage.
We have a little bit of that through the Styx. So we're crossing over the river Styx, and Chiron appears, and it's we add the mythological. It's not straight up horror, but it's got some scary aspects to it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Do you guys see this band still musically growing, or has it just been more of a personal growth for all of you involved?
I think a little bit.
Yeah, I think both. I would say both for sure. I think I've definitely grown as a singer and challenged myself a little more than I ever have. Done things vocally that I wouldn't normally do. And then, whenever you're working with a group of people, you always grow, that's for sure. You learn things about yourself and how to work with people. And
yeah, rock bands can be difficult, but we found a good way to be a family and work together. And our rule is there are no rules. So if we're trying, we won't, again, stick to one genre and do one thing. Although it all sounds like IOG. It all sounds like Illusions of Grandeur. We do have a signature type sound, but we're not afraid to throw in really heavy riffs and double bass and take it up. And then we're also not afraid to make it light and kind of acoustic and add a little bit of synth. So growing musically as a songwriter, I'm always challenging myself. And I think, Maggie as a Siren and her character and her vocals, she's challenging us to, write something to let her elevate. So we've been growing both musically and I think personally.
So did this, Maggie, push you out of your comfort zone to write lyrics that you may not have put out there before like this? I mean, has this pushed you out of your comfort zone possibly?
Yeah, in some aspects, because I'm not real keen on writing to a story, and our in-house band manager is all about me doing that. I kind of like having the freedom to sort of write about what I want to write about, and he's like, you got to stick to the story, you got to have an outline,
someone's got to manage.
Yeah, so he's real big on pushing me to do that.
So yeah, and that's where we kind of found the way of doing the double entendre. There's pieces of the songs that are part of the story, and then there are pieces of the songs that are your life.
Just personal, my life, and hopefully things people can relate to.
You can't help but bleed into your art.
Yeah, absolutely.
What does Illusions of Grandeur bring to the table for music that's not out there as of right now, if anything possibly? I mean, I know no one's not reinventing the wheel, but what are you adding to this wheel?
I think diversity, Again, you can come to a show and you'll have aspects, even if you're not really into the theatrics and the makeup and the lights and all the things that are going on, you're going to hear good songs. And that's where it all starts, at the song for us. So Alice Cooper had said it in an interview I read a long time ago. His bands would come up to him like, check out what we look like, check out this. Hey man, look at all the smoke we use. He goes, yeah, but where are the songs? So what I think we bring is really, from my point of view, I'd like to think really good songwriting and then a really solid performance. And then there's always Maggie.
It's funny. Yeah, I'd say our showmanship, for sure, and the diversity of the songs, and basically what CM said, we kind of have something for everybody. And, we're still heavy and soft at times, but our music is also clean. So you can bring your 14-year-old to a show and not be worried about the F-bomb being dropped or anything like that. So
when you guys are coming into the recording studio, do you like to do anything differently during that writing and recording process? I mean, I know these are two concepts, but do you like to do anything that keeps your mind fresh and open to, not get bored, get stale with it?
We write a little bit sometimes in stream of consciousness, like we'll jam. Not everything's written and then shown, so we like to jam a little bit to keep it fresh. And that's the other thing, is we rehearse in our recording studio. So our recording studio is almost like a sixth member of the band. We use the studio as an instrument. So to keep it fresh, it's like we do all kinds of different things, like recording live. And some of the tracks that you hear on the record are one take or from the original demo because it was just such a good take and it's such feeling. And then and then Maggie will attest, we always like to put her on the spot.
Oh, yeah, they like to push me out on a comfort zone and, just sing to it. Just, I'm like, I'm not ready. Like,
she's got her own vocal booth that we built and put in the back section of the control room, and it's Maggie's, it's her domain. And when she's in the box, as we call it, we'll try it this way, do that, let's do this, let's push. So it's we push a little bit to creatively change things. Sometimes you get really good results. Sometimes she gets really mad.
Yeah. you can tell when I get mad. I get
the best take.
I get it. Yeah. He's like, "Oh, that was awesome." I'm like, it doesn't even sound like me.
She's like, it's not vocal day.
Yeah.
What can fans expect at a show from Illusions of Grandeur who have not got to see you guys live as of yet? What are they going to get when they come to see you live?
I think they're going to get a major intensity. I like to stare people down, and not in a bad way, but I'm not afraid of the crowd. I'm not afraid to look somebody straight in the eyes and engage people. I'm always reaching out for people or crouching down and looking at somebody and pointing and, really engaging. And there's our stage show, I personally think is pretty awesome, not to be biased or anything, but
they're going to get, and that's the other thing is it is like a performance. We don't start and then stop and go, oh, this song's this song's that. When we start, it's a complete performance. It's every song interlinks, intertwines from beginning to end. So you get a show. It's not noodling around or the song stops and we wait. We perform a show, a well-rehearsed, a well-oiled machine. And that actually, especially playing the festivals in Europe and some of the couple we did here in the States, I found it was a little bit different. And stage managers and production guys are kind of like, what? Your set's an hour and 5 minutes and there's no breaks. Nope, we just play. It's like one continuous song. So when people come, we entertain. I mean, that's what we aim to do.
See, I like what Maggie said, when she's not afraid to interact with the crowd or shake their hand with the crowd or point them out, do things like that. You do that at that show like that, these folks are going to remember that, and they're going to be like, I want to go back. That's going to be one of the best experiences, in my personal opinion, when you have that interaction with the fans like that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I draw energy from the crowd. These guys can tell you for sure I've been backstage going, I'm so tired, I'm going to fall asleep. And then by the time I get started and I'm out there, I've got all the energy, and I get it from them. When people are reaching back out for me and engaging me, I just like feed off of the crowd. I love it.
As some tour musicians know, when you get a month or so into tour and you're playing every night, it beats you up.
Yeah.
So
I was tired.
I remember particularly in the Ukraine in Semilia, we were playing a festival in the middle of the field that they set up for us to headline, which was great. It was amazing. The whole town came out, and we were dead tired.
Yeah, I was so tired.
We've been on the road for quite a few weeks, and we hit the stage, man, and that energy, it's reciprocal. It comes off, and we send it back, and they send it back at us. So it was really intense, and even at those festivals where we're a little bit separated from the audience, Maggie really finds a way in that character of the Siren to connect. I mean, I see people almost fainting.
Yeah.
It's been pretty crazy.
Yeah, we've had some people cry and try to throw their kids up on stage at me, and yeah.
But you're getting a reaction.
Cool. I love that. I love when the crowd interacts. It's tough to play to people that are standing out there with their arms crossed, And I still play to them. I don't even, I don't let it change my performance, but it definitely helps when
they're getting into it as we are.
Yeah.
I like hearing that of what you just said of like the fans interacting with you like that. Like I said, that's unbelievable, because when you're getting that reaction back from them, that what you're doing is paying off and they're taking attention to what you're doing.
Yeah.
And one thing we do is after every show, we'll meet with any fan that wants to meet with us. We'll sign every autograph. We'll stay.
We stay to the end.
We stay till the last person leaves at every show, because we're grateful to have anyone playing, any fan. We don't take it for granted.
Nope.
So we've spent hours after a show backstage or out in the audience signing and talking, and because, you know, it's the value, the people are there to see you and they want to have a personal experience. So sometimes it's that, you know, they'll never forget, you know, a kid like a guitar player I met over in the Ukraine who waited to see us and then was dying to see us. When we got there, we played. And then after we played, we came out and I gave him a pick. You would have thought I handed him a brick of gold.
That's awesome.
But we waited, we hung out, we talked to every single person, and, you know, I was surprised by people saying, like, oh, well, no, this last band, they just left. I was like, you must be kidding me. Like, no, it's, you know, you got to respect the fans, and they will respect you back.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. That's exactly right. Remember who put you where you are.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's important. You know, without them, we're just a band playing music to ourselves.
Yeah.
You say it every,
you know.
Without you guys,
I say,
know us.
Yeah, I always say without all of you, there would be no us. And it's true. You know, anybody can play music in their house and have a good time at home, but it's taking it live and getting people to be interested and you know, see your vision, and that's what matters. I think my favorite comment from a little girl, she was probably like 14, and the translation had to be slightly lost, but she said, "Thank you for the best life." And it just like I hugged her and I was just like, thank you so much. Thank you for staying up late and being here with me tonight. You know, it's just, yeah, it was late. We were sweaty, hungry, and tired, you know, but they were there, so we were there. You know, we must have taken, I don't know, I was seeing spots by the end of the night. We took so many pictures with people, but it doesn't matter because, again, without them, there is no us.
Yep.
You know, and that's true. I mean, it's so important.
So we're living in a digital era of recording albums, get music out quicker. And now we got social media to reach out to more people who may not have got to hear of your guys' music yet. Do you like this that we're living in now for a do-it-yourself band, possibly?
It makes it easier for us to access our audience, for sure. Do I wish it was, you know, 1978 and people were standing in line waiting to buy our vinyl? You know, yeah. You can't have the best of both worlds. But right now it's, you know, you go on our Instagram, we have over 10,000 people that check us out every day on our Instagram, and we communicate directly to them. And in that spirit, we do studio updates when we're recording. Like right now we're in production, so it's kind of boring. No one wants to see that. But when we're recording, you'll see studio updates, just 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 minute clips of us in the studio working and thanking the fans and checking out what we're doing. So do I think it's great? I do. I think it's, especially for in this era where major labels won't sign a band and develop them. We're developing ourselves. You know, we found our audience and we're drawing more people in. And so that personal communication, it's the same thing as signing an autograph after a show. People can go on your Instagram or your Facebook or your Twitter or whatever, and they feel like they're connected to you.
What made you both want to become a musician? What was that spark for each of you?
I've known since I was a really little girl. I've been on stage since I was about 4 years old, and honestly, it's the energy that you get when you're up there. It's the energy from the crowd. It's the reaction from the people. You know, I love it. I'm most happy on stage. You know, I like recording and everything, but the feedback that I get from the crowd is the best.
Yeah, I started playing bass when I was 8 years old. I have a lot of people go, "What 8-year-old plays bass?" I can't imagine being anything other than a musician. And as a matter of fact, some of my non-musician friends, I tell them I feel bad for them.
I want to play. It's just I don't have the rhythm.
Well, you're doing radio and you're doing interviews, and that's a big part of the music industry too.
That's
Absolutely.
True.
You know, and I tell that to our crew all the time, because a lot of our crew, they don't play instruments particularly, and you know, moving and working with lights and helping with gear, that's all part of it. It's got to be a well-oiled machine. It's so when you're seeing the 5 of us on stage, there's another 15 people that make that happen every night. So it's not just us playing. It's really about the crew and the band and the promoters and the radio and everyone working together. It's the media. So as well, I'm a musician. I couldn't imagine not being involved in music in some sense. So while you're not playing an instrument, you're playing songs and you're interviewing bands. So good for you.
This is my sanctuary. This is my sanitarium, as I should say. This is what I love to do. This is it for me. I work a shitty ass job, actual job. Then I come home to this, and this is my away from everything.
That's amazing.
doing interviews, it sends chills up me just as I watch a live band or something. I mean, I just really eat, breathe, and sleep music.
That's awesome.
And
It's so important.
And that's what keeps bands going and
Yeah.
keeps the music industry fresh for people like yourself.
Yep.
And, and bands, I think, like us and other independent bands and even major bands. I mean, you were just talking to Wayne Develop from House of Chains, a guy who wasn't originally in House of Chains. Now he is, and he's got a chance to be in a bigger band and do. It's all about just doing it and doing it for the right reasons. And, being a fan of music. I think when bands are out there and they're transparent and all they're in it is for the money, fans can smell that.
Oh yeah.
They smell that fake.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So when you're real and you're real about your music and you're real about your intentions and you're again respecting the fans, respecting the music, man, it pays off. Whether you're ever the biggest band in the world or you're just a band doing little independent tours or you're a local cover band, if you're honest to it, it'll be honest back to you.
I get the weirdest looks when my friends ask me, they're like, why do you do this for? I was like, well, just like I told you guys, but if I just reach out to one person to make them like a local band or, a DIY band, or DIY band, I should say, then I've done my job. That's all I want to do.
Yeah, and that's we take interviews with everybody, we talk with everybody, because one person talking to another person.
Word of mouth, man.
Yeah, word of mouth. Great story was we first got to the Ukraine and we played our first night at a place called the Volume Club in Kiev.
That was an awesome story. Yeah.
And it was a warm reception. There wasn't a ton of people in the room, but those few people that came to that show sent out through the grapevine, like, you have to see this band. By the time we were on our third date in the Ukraine, I mean in the middle of nowhere. you couldn't fit another person in the building. And a lot of people were coming up, oh, my friend saw you in Kiev at the Volume Club, man. They said I had to make it out. That word of mouth, it's like old tape trading or whatever. It's people communicating, and we had a packed tour the rest of the tour.
That's awesome. I love hearing stories like that, especially the word of mouth deal, because that to me is more than a share on Facebook or a share on Instagram. That's just
well,
me.
It's really cool too. And somebody tells you, like, I'm going to tell people about you, and then they literally do. They're not just saying that they're going to tell somebody about you. They actually did, because I even had like names, like, oh, my friend Alex told me to come see you.
Alex was a big support.
And yeah, Alex, I mean, he still is.
Alex, if you hear this, you rock. You probably won't, because it's not.
Yeah.
But if you do.
Yeah. He said, I'm going to tell people about you because you deserve to have a bigger crowd, is what he said. And I'll be damned if he didn't. I couldn't believe it. I got to other shows and oh, my friend, we came just to see you. Two brothers came specifically to see us.
Oh man, those guys are great.
And I was like, Alex, and they're like, yeah, Alex. I was like, no way, man.
Illusions of Grandeur Army.
He totally was. Yeah, he still is. It's really, really cool, man. It's powerful,
Folks, you want to get out and pick up Illusions of Grandeur, their debut album, The Songs of the Siren. That's going to be released via Pavement Entertainment on August 30th. You guys want to get out and pick this up. Maggie, CM, how can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy this debut album, tour dates, merchandise, things like that? How can they do that?
You can go to www.iogmusic.com or go to Illusions OG on Facebook or IOG Music on Instagram. We're on them. I'm on them all the time.
iTunes, Spotify.
Yeah, but if you want to direct connect with the band, go to our Facebook. You can shoot us a message. And then there's Maggie's Nation, the Siren Nation.
The Siren Nation, and also I have a page, The Siren Rises, and I always respond to everyone.
And that's where all her loyal kind of, the Sirens follow her.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, any of those places, we're direct to the band. We handle them. And, you might get our manager, Garby, but for the most part, you'll end up getting us.
Before I let you go, would you care to do a promo for the show?
Absolutely.
This is Maggie the Siren.
This is CM.
We're from Illusions of Grandeur.
And you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Please get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link, YouTube link, and hopefully soon our Twitch link. And you also want to get out and subscribe to our YouTube link and like it for sure, because a lot of stuff is going up on the YouTube page for BODS Mayhem Hour. Everything from podcast stuff, everything is going to be on there, folks. Also, get out and pick up Illusions of Grandeurs debut album, The Songs of the Siren, via Pavement Entertainment on August 30th. Get out and pick that up. Pre-order it if you have to. Do what you have to get this album. Give these folks a fair shot. I think you guys will actually dig them. And Maggie and CM, I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck from here on out.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Hopefully we'll speak with you again sometime during the tour. So.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.